Hi there, a very good morning, good afternoon to all of you, depending on wherever you're watching me. This is Simply Stocks, and I'm here with another video. And this time, this video corresponds to a large cap company, which is a nifty company, which I find has come down appreciably from the top and is looking interesting. So, we'll discuss about that. We'll discuss a little bit about the markets. So, let's get started. First of all, a disclaimer that this is not a stock recommendation. People taking any position to any share that I talk about should that with their own due diligence and research, and I'm not in favor or against any company that I talk about. I'm not a member of the NEC and BSC, and that I'm not a portfolio advisor. Whatever discussions with respect to markets or investments I do have is purely on the basis of my experience into the market over the last 12, 13 years. And whatever decisions with respect to investments you take, kindly take that on note that is laden with market risk, and do consult your financial advisor before doing that. Now, before I talk about this company, here's a small request. Can you support me on Patreon? Once you do that, help me grow the channel. Help you also ask me questions, seek out answers in greater detail. Once you get the membership, you'll have access on my portfolio, my watch list, which I keep updating on a bi-weekly or monthly basis. Discussion on domestic and global economies. A long-term pick from my end from time to time as the market falls. And whatever queries you're having, I'll be more than happy to answer that. So you can check the link in the description. Now, in order to discuss about this company, let me take you, but first we'll discuss about the markets and then I'll discuss about the company. The company in question here is Mahindra and Mahindra, the erstwhile, you can say the car manufacturer, tractor manufacturer, which has come down around 15% from the top and now is looking good and rising at the moment. So we'll discuss about the valuations, etc. a little bit. But first about the Nifty. Nifty is around 23,300. We discussed earlier as the market fell around this time. This was around 7th of April or so. There was complete capitulation, and in US we had VIX going up to 55, 54, 55 at its peak, and that's when I said, and there is a video for that as well, that we are in a situation where the market might have bottomed out because of the kind of volatility we are seeing in the global market, especially in the US. And exactly the same thing happened. If you look at it, even the India VIX spiked up to around 23 and a half or so, and that then it has cooled off ever since. So this is the reason why I believe that greed and fear plays a major part in whatever happens in a particular, you can say, asset class. So if you look at the Nifty, if you look at the VIX, currently we are down by around 17%, all the way down to 16 and a half. And look at the VIX spike up on the 7th of April. And we spiked up all the way to 23.2 and has fallen from there. It's a similar spike that we saw uh, in August of 24 when we bottomed out a little bit, when we went to 23.15. So uh, after having gone up and down on the VIX, finally we saw this huge spike of 50-60% and complete pandemonium in the markets, eventually to see the market settle down over the last 2 weeks or so, or sorry, last week or so. uh, I believe that Nifty, even at these levels, is very interestingly poised and undervalued with respect to 1 year or 2 year forward earnings. So if somebody has a gumption to hold on to large cap companies, hold on to top notch companies from a 3 year perspective, say till FY28, then we are looking at major upside on the Nifty. I believe by 2028 or so, we are looking at a scenario where the Nifty could be headed towards 37,000. Yes, 37,000 is what I'm looking at over the next 3.5 years on the Nifty, and correspondingly, we'll see a number of companies doing well as the Nifty move inch higher. And I believe that the mid and small caps will also perform well if you are in the right sectors, if you are in the domestic oriented high growth companies. I think you're set to do well over the next 2 to 3 years or so. One such domestic oriented company but a large cap is Mahindra and Mahindra. Now a 3 lakh crore company, in fact, at its lows was around 3 lakh crore. Although it seems large, but if you look at on the context of what they sell and the product that they are selling and the way that product is being sold into in other countries like China or Europe and US, we are still at a minuscule level. So cars, major cars, SUVs is what Mahindra and Mahindra is into. They are also into tractors and other machinery of you can say agriculture, but majorly their position is into SUVs and large cars that we are looking at. We have the Thars, etc. Currently, the price is around 2680. The stock is trading at around 27 times. At its lows, it was trading at somewhere around 25 times or so, which is a 5 year average. If I look at it, a 5 year average is around 25 and a half. And if I look at from a 10-year perspective, it's around 25, and that's where the we had dipped to. It was around 25 and a half or so that we had gone to, and now we are inching higher. I believe that if somebody is looking for investment which is slightly safer to generate around higher, probably mid-teens kind of returns in terms of percentage returns in terms of over 3 4 5 years. This is something to really look at. You have exposure into the automobile space, into the domestic automobile space, and if you look at the numbers are pretty strong. So if you look at the December quarter numbers, 41,500 crores versus 35,000 crores, 20% margin versus 18% margins expanded. Profits went up by around 30% for a company trading at a PE of 25, growing at around 30% operating profit growth. This is a very interesting level to look at something like Mahindra and Mahindra. Even on the bottom line, in the last December quarter, they did around 2,980 crores versus 3624 crores this time around. So overall, I believe that they have done extremely well. If you look at the pre-tax income or profit before tax, PBT, 3900 crores has jumped to around 5100 crores. So that is a decent amount of jump in terms of from. So if I look at it from this perspective, 30% jump in profitability, around 30% jump, 33% jump in operating profit. Sales have also grown. It's not that the sales have not grown, and we are doing some window dressing in terms of numbers. From 35,000 crores, we have gone to around 41 and a half. That's around 17-18% increase. In terms of shareholding pattern as well, if you look at it, promoters hold around 18.5%. FIIs have reduced stake from around 41.2 to 38.9%. DII holding has gone up by around 2.2% from 27 to 29.2, and hence public shareholding has remained stable at around 9.6%. So overall, very strong company, stable business. The business which is set to grow, it is going through a downturn at the moment. It is set to perform even better. So if somebody has a perspective of 3 4 5 years, one can definitely analyze this company from that point of view. So this was a video on Mahindra and Mahindra and the markets. Please like and subscribe my channel and hit the bell icon so you can get my videos straight away when I post. Kindly support me on Patreon. Thanks a lot for watching.